Hi guys, Lonnie again. I believe this is part two of a video that I just did. This thing with drugs, man, you end up with two problems. You have your anxiety, which is the core, but then you have the drugs that you're using to combat the anxiety, which are reinforcing the core. They're they're making layers over it like the silkworm, roll strand after strand after strand around and isolating the core problem. And to get rid of these, I mean, I'm telling you, as I mentioned in the last video, you've got two problems. You have anxiety or depression or whatever it is that you was originally trying to mask or to self-medicate. You've got that problem. That's there. It remains. But now you've got the drugs or the alcohol or whatever it is that you're using, because you will use something. We all do in some way, shape, or form. We will. There's you overeat, gambling, sex, drugs, alcohol, prescription drugs. You're going to stop this feeling. Any feeling but this one. Any damn feeling you got. But this one that causes me so much mental anguish and so much physical pain, I'm going to change it. We're going to. But then, as I said, we've got the problem of the drugs. The drug issue has got to be handled in some way, shape, or form before you can get on to the anxiety. And the two work hand in hand. You're going to have to get off of the drugs before you can deal with the anxiety. But the anxiety is going to make you where you don't want to get off the drugs. There are professionals in this field that deal with this, and the thing is, you have to get a good one, and it's like finding a good mechanic. I mean, a lot of guys just go in, a lot of people just go in, do their job, and go home. You need to find someone who understands. If you are using drugs to self-medicate with, my advice to you is to get to a counselor who has substance abuse issues themselves, and they're not that hard to find. A lot of people that have substance abuse problems will go into, or anxiety problems or whatever, will go into that field. And as I've said in so many videos, if you haven't walked the walk, then you simply cannot talk the talk. If you haven't woken up in the morning and not know where your car is, then I really don't want to talk to you about my issues. And that's the way I look at it. And I believe a lot of people do as well. I think it's very important to find a counselor that has the background, now don't get me wrong, there's a lot of good counselors out there who have done a lot of book study and do their job well, and they can offer help. But I'm just saying it's easier to relate. If you have a drug problem or alcohol problem, I'm saying it's easier to relate to someone who has the same background, and I think it makes the whole process easier. They understand you and you understand them. But it's all got to be addressed. It all has to be addressed. The anxiety and the drugs. If you're young, you've not started using drugs, get to some type of a counselor that can address the initial problem of the anxiety and get it taken care of. If you've been using drugs, man, like me, you got to deal with the drugs first. Now that's just the bottom line. You'll not be able to get out of it. But the thing is, now listen to me, you don't have a choice. You do not have a choice in this matter. The life that you're living is not life. It's existence. It's the daily grind of getting up and forcing yourself to do everything, every day. That's not life. It is not life. Life is enjoyment. It's getting up in the morning being glad to be awake. being glad to go do your daily chores, whatever they may be. And it does exist. It is there. You'll hear me make the reference to the dragon quite often, but the dragon doesn't. The dragon wants you to think that there's 1,000 miles from where you are to where you need to be. And the bottom line is, there's only a few simple but difficult steps to get from where you are to where you need to be. I never know how to end these videos, and this one I'm going to just end with hopefully the same focus as the rest. There is hell. You don't gotta live like this. You don't have to. You can change this thing. There's people out there who can help you. If I can help in any way, I'm more than glad. Contact me. Hang in, guys, and keep the faith.